Imagine this, you're rotting in a maximum security prison for a murder you didn't commit. No one believes you, your appeals are denied, your family has abandoned you, you've got life without parole. Then one morning, two men in black suits walk into your cell. They're not lawyers, they're not cops, they're something else entirely. And they're offering you the deal of a lifetime: rescue the president's daughter from a terrorist compound in the next 72 hours or spend the rest of your life in that cage. What would you do? Because what happened next you won't believe. This is the story of Marcus Kane, a former Marine sniper, decorated soldier, Purple Heart recipient. The kind of man who served his country with honor until the night of October 15, 2019, when everything fell apart. Marcus was convicted of murdering a high-ranking Defense Department official named Robert Hutchinson in cold blood outside a Washington, D.C. bar. The evidence? Security footage showing someone in Marcus's jacket, gunpowder residue on his hands, and Marcus's fingerprints on the murder weapon. Open and shut case, right, wrong. Because Marcus had an alibi. He was 3 states away visiting his dying mother in a Cleveland hospital. He had nurse signatures, timestamp visitor logs, even a photo with his mom that night. But here's where it gets twisted: that evidence mysteriously disappeared from the police database. The hospital claimed their records were corrupted. The nurses suddenly couldn't remember. And Marcus's own lawyer, he barely put up a fight. Someone wanted Marcus Kane behind bars, badly. The trial lasted 6 weeks. The jury deliberated for 4 hours, guilty on all counts, life in prison without possibility of parole. Marcus was sent to Fort Leavenworth Maximum Security, a military prison for the worst of the worst. 3 years passed. Marcus filed appeal after appeal, every single one denied. His wife divorced him, his daughter stopped taking his calls. The world forgot about Marcus Kane until June 3, 2022, that's when everything changed. At 6:47 a.m., 2 CIA operatives named Director Sarah Chen and Agent Tom Brenner walked into Marcus's cell. No warning, no explanation. Director Chen got straight to the point. Mr. Kane, the president's daughter Emily Harrison, has been kidnapped by a mercenary group called the Crimson Collective. They're holding her in an abandoned Soviet base in the mountains of Chechnya. They want $500 million and the release of 15 international terrorists. The president has 72 hours to comply or she dies. Marcus stared at them. What's that got to do with me? Agent Brenner slid a folder across the table. Inside were surveillance photos of the compound, guard rotations, weapon inventories, and architectural blueprints. This mission requires someone with your unique skill set, Chen continued. Marine sniper, special ops background, expert in infiltration and extraction. But here's the thing, Marcus, we can't use active military. This is off the books, completely deniable. Marcus laughed bitterly. So you want the innocent man you threw in prison to risk his life for the same government that destroyed it? Chen didn't blink. We're offering you full exoneration, presidential pardon, cleared record, everything. You'll be a free man if you bring Emily Harrison home alive. And if I refuse? Then you die here in this cell, forgotten, a murderer. Is that really how you want your daughter to remember you? That hit different. Marcus closed his eyes, thought about his daughter Sophia, who was 8 years old when he went away. She'd be 11 now, growing up without a father, believing he was a killer. 20 minutes later, Marcus said yes. They flew him to a CIA black site in Poland, gave him 36 hours of crash training with a 5-man team of former Special Forces contractors. These weren't soldiers, they were mercenaries, hired guns, the kind of men who work outside the law. The team leader was a Russian ex-Spetsnaz named Victor. Then there was Hans, a German explosives expert, Diego, a Brazilian combat medic, and 2 American former Navy SEALs, Jackson and Cole. None of them trusted Marcus. To them, he was the convict, the wild card, the liability, but Marcus had something they didn't: desperation. He had everything to lose and everything to gain. June 5, 2022, 11:47 p.m. local time. The team parachuted into the Chechen mountains 15 kilometers from the target. Temperature, -3 degrees Celsius, visibility less than 50 meters. They hiked through frozen forest for 6 hours, carrying 80 pounds of gear each. At 5:23 a.m. they reached the compound, a massive concrete fortress built into the mountainside, 20-foot walls, guard towers, motion sensors, and according to intelligence, 37 armed hostiles inside. The plan was simple. Hands would blow the south wall. Diego and Victor would provide covering fire. Jackson and Cole would secure the perimeter. And Marcus, he had to get inside, locate Emily Harrison, and get her out alive. One shot, no backup. But here's what nobody told Marcus: this mission was designed to fail. At 6:02 a.m., Hands detonated the charges. The south wall exploded in a shower of concrete and flame. The team moved in fast, too fast because the compound was empty. No guards, no terrorists, no hostages, just abandoned rooms and cold equipment. "This doesn't make sense," Victor radioed. "Intel said 37 hostiles." That's when the real ambush hit. Sniper fire erupted from the ridge above them, not from inside the compound, from outside. The team scattered. Hands took a round to the chest. Diego dragged him to cover, but it was too late. He was gone. Marcus's mind raced. This was a setup, but by who? The terrorists or someone else? Then he heard it, Agent Brenner's voice crackling through the encrypted comm. "All units, abort mission. Repeat, abort. This is a compromise." But Director Chen cut him off. "Negative, complete the objective, find the girl." That's when Marcus realized the horrifying truth. Emily Harrison was never kidnapped. Marcus sprinted toward the main building, dodging bullets. He kicked open a steel door and found himself in a control room, monitors showing live feeds of the compound, and sitting at the console, calm as could be, was Robert Hutchinson, the man Marcus was convicted of murdering, the man who was supposed to be dead. Hutchinson smiled. "Hello, Marcus, took you long enough." "You're alive, but how?" "Oh, I was never dead, son. That body outside the bar, a double, someone we paid to die in my place. Your fingerprints, planted, the footage, deep-faked. We needed someone to take the fall for my death, and you were convenient." Marcus aimed his rifle. "Why?" "Because 3 years ago I discovered something. A black budget program funneling billions into illegal arms deals. The people running it, they're at the highest levels of government. The president, the CIA director. The Joint Chiefs, all of them. I was going to expose it, so they made me disappear." "And me?" "Collateral damage, but then you became useful again. You see, Marcus, Emily Harrison knows about her father's crimes. She was going to go public. So we staged this little rescue mission to eliminate her, and you, in one move. The mercenaries outside, they work for the CIA. You were never meant to survive this." Marcus's blood ran cold. The team outside was being slaughtered. Victor's voice screamed through the radio, then cut to static. Jackson, Cole, gone. Hutchinson stood. "Emily's in the basement, level 3. You want the truth? Go find her. But Marcus, the moment you do, this entire compound detonates. I've got C4 rigged to every support beam. You've got 4 minutes." He tossed Marcus a key card and walked out through a side exit, disappearing into the snow. Marcus had a choice: run, escape, save himself, or go down into that basement and face whatever was waiting. He thought about Sophia, his little girl. Would she rather have a living coward for a father or a dead hero? Marcus ran toward the basement stairs, level 1, level 2, level 3, a single steel door at the end of a concrete hallway. He swiped the card, the door hissed open. Inside, Emily Harrison sat on a chair, unharmed, tears streaming down her face. But she wasn't tied up, she wasn't gagged. "You shouldn't have come," she whispered. Marcus froze. "What?" "My father, he told me if anyone came, I had to." She held up a detonator. "I'm so sorry, he said it was the only way to protect the family." The timer on the wall read, 47 seconds. Marcus did the only thing he could. He grabbed Emily and ran, sprinting back up those stairs as the countdown hit 0. The explosion tore through the compound like the wrath of God. Marcus threw Emily through a shattered window and dove after her into the snow as fire consumed everything behind them. They survived barely. 3 days later, Marcus Kane was officially exonerated. Presidential pardon, full clearance. The story the media told, a heroic rescue mission. Marcus, the wrongly convicted veteran, saves the president's daughter and exposes a rogue CIA operation. Robert Hutchinson, he vanished, never found. Some say he's dead, others say he's living under a new identity, waiting to expose the truth. Emily Harrison, she never spoke about what really happened in that basement. The detonator was ruled terrorist coercion. Case closed. But Marcus knows the truth. He got his freedom. He got his life back. His daughter, Sophia, finally believes in him again, but late at night he still wonders, was he the hero or just another pawn in someone else's game? Because sometimes the line between the guilty and the innocent isn't as clear as we think. So here's my question for you. If you were Marcus, would you have taken the deal? Would you have risked everything for a chance at freedom? Drop your answer in the comments below. If this story left you speechless, smash that like button. Subscribe and hit the notification bell because next week, we're covering the bodyguard who discovered his client was the world's most wanted criminal and had to decide whether to turn him in or protect him. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. This is the truth they don't want you to know, and we're just getting started.